Paulo Costa and Israel Adesanya fought at UFC 253 in Abu Dhabi on September 26th. And being on the bleeding edge of combat sports news, I'm diving into this controversy now, almost 4 weeks later. The fight itself was a complete masterclass by Adesanya in how to use effective counter-striking and distance management to shut down an overly aggressive brawler like Costa. Costa couldn't even get into grappling range with Adesanya to work his black belt level jiu-jitsu. In terms of dominant, lopsided performances, it's up there with recent fights like Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson, or more recently Brian Ortega versus Korean Zombie. Costa looked lost, flustered and hopeless as Adesanya effectively kept out of his range and picked him apart with punches and kicks that hit like sniper fire from the outside. Adesanya KO'd Costa in round 2, and instead of ending the beef, this is when the controversy really began. With a freshly KO'd Costa in the position known as face down, ass up, and the ref calling off the fight, Adesanya took this opportunity to mime fucking Costa in the ass. He then walked over to Costa's corner and threw imaginary victory jizz all over them while declaring, "The internet has been aflame with rage ever since that Adesanya could do something so disrespectful to a fellow martial artist." But delving into Costa's social media presence over the last year has been an eye-opening experience. The imaginary in-octagon bum love is just the tip of the beef iceberg between these two. Costa has been trolling the absolute shit out of Adesanya for the best part of a year now. And while pre-fight shit talk is to be expected, Costa's shit talking on Twitter was essentially a year-long tsunami of shite. It was a constant stream of poorly written hate fanfiction, such as, "I can't give a fuck, respect one guy like this." Tweets and retweets of Adesanya photoshopped to look like a woman. Insinuating that Adesanya is gay, and insinuating that Adesanya is gay for Costa. Obviously, in Costa's world, women are weak and only exist to be fucked, and gay men aren't real men. There's also too many instances to count of Costa using his master's degree in mental warfare to call Adesanya a shame of the middleweight division, saying he's going to erase him, laughing at him lifting weights, and also the hilariously garbled call out, "Send me the fuck location of his house," as if Adesanya's house loves a bit of dogging and Costa is trying to catch it in the act so he can join in. Paulo even uploaded a clip of him beating Adesanya in EA UFC, which ironically turned out to be the closest he actually got to beating Izzy. It's also worth pointing out here that, as well as his nickname of Bohechina, Costa has also christened himself with the hideously cringe-inducing title King of Bitches. I'm not sure if that means Costa is the king of a country full of bitches, or he is the king of all bitches. I really don't know for sure, but one thing is for certain. Without even getting into the anti-gay and anti-trans stuff he's posted, Costa comes across as a complete and total fucking gimp on social media. In person, he wasn't much better. In interviews, Costa said he wanted to break Adesanya's face, which I guess is fairly tame standard trash talk. But he then decided to try and go full Sun Tzu's Art of War and shit on Adesanya's grappling abilities by throwing a white belt at him in the weigh-ins. It's fairly common for world-class strikers like Izzy to be a white belt in jiu-jitsu, as they train in so many disciplines that they don't get promoted like regular people who are only doing jiu-jitsu classes. Even John Jones was a white belt in Jiu-Jitsu and still out-grappled Dan Henderson on the Submission Underground and has never been submitted in MMA. But Paulo Rommel thought that this was yet another genius tactic to confound his foe that ultimately completely backfired on him. So was the fake humping a bridge too far when it comes to respect in MMA? To be honest, I think the line was crossed long before Adesanya took Costa's imaginary virginity. Costa was posting pictures of him holding Adesanya's severed head on Instagram, making fun of his skill and generally being an all-round shithead long before the fight contract was even signed. Personally, after all that shit, I wouldn't have been surprised if Adesanya actually had fucked him in the ring post-fight. Did Adesanya go too far? No. He went to the logical endpoint in a war of words where one party thinks that insinuating someone is gay is the ultimate insult. Paulo Costa got what he deserved after 8 months of schoolyard insult tier trash talk, and hopefully going forward he can either come up with good trash talk or just keep his mouth shut altogether.